is the author's use of a situation or events to evoke feelings of pity or sadness in an audience. A better equivalent might be to appeal to the audience's sympathies or imagination.
Okay, one of the effects of pathos is to convey an abstract lesson or meaning through a concrete experience. Another effect of pathos is to generate emotions in the reader that are favorable to the objective of the writing. So, pathos is used to appeal to the heart, emotions, sympathy, passions, and sentimentality of the reader. Pathos is also used to appeal to the reader's point of view. One of the main and overarching effects of pathos is to move the reader to action by appealing to their emotions.
Some of the ways that pathos is used are through vivid and concrete language, emotionally loaded language, connotative meanings, emotional examples, vivid descriptions, narratives of emotional events, emotional tone, and figurative language. An appeal to pathos causes an audience not just to respond emotionally, but to identify with the writer's point of view, to feel what the writer feels.
An example is The Chimney Sweeper by William Blake. When my mother cried, I was very young, and my father told me, well, yet my tongue could scarcely cry, weep, 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 weep. So your chimneys I sweep, and in soot I sleep. Ooh. There's little Tom Dacker who cried when his head, that curled like a lamb's back, was shaved, so I said, hush, Tom, never mind it, for your head is bare. You know that the soot cannot spoil your white hair. So when he was quiet in that very night, as Tom was asleeping, he had such a sight, that thousands of sweepers, Dick, Joe, Ned, and Jack, were all of them locked in coffins of black. Yeah, that's gonna be. In The Chimney Sweeper by William Blake, pathos is found in the line where it says, when my mother died, I was very young. So the kid was very young when he lost his mom. And another line is, could scarcely cry, weep, 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 weep. Weep is short for sweep, so this says that the children are so young that they can't even say the word sweep yet. And the first line of the second stanza, where it says that they say there's a little Tom Dacker who cried with his head, and the cried part is where they evoke the sadness in the little boy.
Okay.
A little black thing among the snow, crying weep, weep, in the notes of woe. Where are thy father and mother? Say, they have gone up to the church to pray. Because I was happy upon the heath, and smiled among the winter snow, they clothed me in clothes of death, and taught me to sing in the notes of woe. And because I am happy, and dance and sing, they have done me no injury, and are gone to praise the God and his King, who make up the heaven of our misery. Okay, and the second chimney sweep, the line crying weep weep in the notes of woe is used the same way as in the first poem, where weep is saying that the children are too young to even say the word sweep, meaning they're still like really small. And the character, the line that says, who make up a heaven of our misery, is saying that the boy sees heaven as a place built upon the happiness of the poor. Like the children have to sweep in clothes of death because it hides the soot. Okay. We're done.
It hides the soot.
It hides the soot.
Alright, this is an excerpt from Martin Luther King Jr.'s Letters to Birmingham Jail. It's a section of paragraph 14. A just law is a man-made code that squares with the moral law of God. An unjust law is a code that is out of harmony with the moral law. To put it in terms of St. Thomas Aquinas, an unjust law is a human law that is not rooted in eternal and natural law. Any law that uplifts the human personality is just. Any law that degrades the human personality is unjust. All segregation statutes are unjust because segregation distorts the soul and damages the personality.
In his letter, Martin Luther King Jr.'s ability to effectively use pathos or to appeal to the emotions of his audience is evident in a variety of places, most particularly In his paragraph 14, King demonstrates his ability to inspire his fellow civil rights activists, evoke empathy in the hearts of white moderates, and create compassion in the minds of the 8 clergymen to whom the letter is directed. Throughout Lord of the Flies, William Golding uses pathos to make the audience feel sympathy toward those who are alienated by Jack and his beliefs. The boys are in a terrible situation for most of the book, especially when characters like Simon are murdered. The reader does feel a sense of sympathy for his demise, showing Golding's use of pathos.
Pathos.